Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Let's talk about the NARC neighborhood. I just got off the phone with 911. Let me tell you about my day. So when we're interacting with narcissists, there's 20–25% of the population is narcissistic. They're not always diagnosed with it. But for the most part, you kind of know who is, who isn't. So anyways, I do have two narcissistic neighbors. It's a tough situation because you got to live next to them. We do help each other out with different things. They're fun to be around. You know, narcissists, they can be fun at times. They can charm you. But anyways, I was being kind. I let one of them use my washer and dryer. And the other one had opened my door while the other one's downstairs doing the laundry, opens the door because they made me some chicken. Okay. So they let my dog out. So my dog's outside. And I bring it up to them and they're like, what's the big deal? I was trying to tell you that your chicken's ready. And then anyways, the son of the one doing laundry had said that was good, but my dad's chicken is better. So the dad does stand up and take care of the child and say, that's rude, you can't do that. And you could hurt somebody's feelings. So I give him some props on that, you know, and then the child apologized. But the one that did the cooking and the one that let my dog out was like, yeah, that kind of did hurt my feelings. And I was kind of joking because I had given them some meatloaf. And I'm like, well, you know, you told me I was a crappy cook. Not that the meatloaf wasn't good because he let it sit out and then he re-microwaved it. And everybody has different styles. It was good meatloaf. Come on over, I'll give you some. But, you know, he can cut me down, and not even just on the meal. Like in general, when I've given him one meal and it was like a payback because they've given me some food. And he does that because he's trying to love bomb me because he wants to date me. And I don't want to date him. I see way too many red flags. So I just kind of return the favor, but he cuts me down. You know, and for one thing, he's made it known that he wants to date me, but it's like, dude, like you basically just really kind of cut me down. Like, are you really encouraging a healthy relationship? You know, do you really think that's making me want to be with you? So anyways, it's a two-way street. It hurts them, but even when I said it back, it was like, well, it wasn't that good. And I'm like, that's fine. But you know, he's like, you're right. I shouldn't have like mixed it with everything because he put everything together. So he doesn't even know what the meatloaf tasted like because there was like side dishes and everything mixed in. But anyways, the one had said, the one doing the laundry had looked at down the road. There were some new people that moved in, and they just started staring at each other. And he was like, you good? You good? And I said it once. And then the neighbors came back like really aggressive. And so then, of course, he goes there, has to confront the new neighbors. So anyways, today, all of a sudden, a whole gang of kids come up, teenagers about to like throw down. And also the one that did the cooking kind of is very childlike and kind of teases people like, oh, you dropped something. Oh, never. I was talking to them, just messes with people and thinks it's funny. Always like shouting, saying stupid things. Like maybe he pretends like something like he'll use harsher words, but hey, faggot or something like that. And the person turns around, he's like, oh, I was just talking on the phone. So he's messing with people. So it's causing like all this disturbance in the neighborhood. Summer is coming up. So everybody's outside. He's messing with the neighborhood kids, the one that cooked. And then the one that did the laundry, they're super heated. So he was smart, went inside. So I'm calling 911. And the teenager like, oh, you don't need to do that. They don't like authority. It's like, I'm going to do that because the way people are nowadays is there is all this aggression built up. There's all this aggression. And, you know, I had tried to talk to the teenager and I said, you know, it doesn't need to get physical. You can handle it different ways. And he got so angry at me. he got real aggressive towards me. Did not like hearing, we can handle it a different way. So everything starts getting out of control. I handled it calmly. You know, I said, you know, you can handle it how you need to handle it, but I don't want you getting an assault charge. And they're like, I don't care about an assault charge. They don't process things. They don't stop and think. And it just got so heated. The one that cooked started saying, he did apologize, just to, you know, keep the peace, but he's not seeing what he's apologizing for. It's just words, because he's not getting it. Because he's like, you know, I've never given anybody a hard time. I've never done this. I've never done that. And he's pretty at fault for a lot of stuff, even though it's somewhat playful, but it's just like me saying, you're such a fat ass. Shut up. You know, if that's going to hit home to like somebody new in the neighborhood, they don't like being called that. It's sometimes fighting words, you know, and you just never know what is a trigger for somebody. So he's apologizing for just thinking he did nothing wrong. Like, I'm sorry, I was just talking to them. And the kids are like, no, you know, you give us a hard time. He's not processing it. So the heated, there's like 8 of them with full aggression. And it's about to get physical. The way people are with guns and knives right now, I was a little nervous because it was so tension filled. So the one had started getting angry about hearing this apology, because I'm sure he can kind of sense like, you're full of crap. I hear your words, but you're not getting it. So he's like, you know, basically telling him, I've heard enough of your apology. And the cook just keeps going on and on and on. And luckily, in a sense, he does have a crush on me, because I'm getting in his face like, stop, just let it go. And he's like, but I'm just, and it's like, just let it go. And that's like with a 3-year-old, where they're like, but, and they just have to get the last word in. And if everybody's always going to get the last word in, it's never going to stop. Luckily, he finally stopped. But the 17-year-old wants to come back and fight with the laundry dude. That laundry dude is so strong, so full of anger that he can be like Mike Tyson, like lethal punches. I've seen him fight. There's blood that like he blacks out, which narcissists will do. They go into those rages. And this 17-year-old, you know, that's why I'm like, dude, like, do not get physical. Because, you know, like I've told you, I've been to law school, that eggshell defense where you take your victim as they are. So if you just go like that, and all of a sudden it causes some brain bleeding, you hit them too hard and they snap their spinal cord and they're out, they're dead. Even if it's just a simple touch, but if they have like an eggshell skull and it cracks and it causes them to bleed out and die, even though you barely touched them, if they didn't want to be touched, you can be charged with murder. So you never know. If you punch somebody, they go down and hit themselves on the cement, it can cause a severe brain injury, if not death. So narcissists in society are just expanding more and more and more, or aggressive tendencies, mental illness is out of control. And nobody stops and thinks. And I don't mean nobody, but a majority of, you know, people are starting to just focus on themselves, on their anger, as opposed to how to handle certain situations. It leads to such a toxic thing. So my point for you guys right now, I live next door to these people. It's kind of like a frat house. It's kind of, you know, I'll sit outside and talk to them. I don't invite them in my house, but I did let them use the laundry. But I don't chill with them at my house. I'll go over there sometimes because I can leave. I'm more in control. I don't want them hanging out trying to get them out of my place. But this is something that I'm growing with too, something I'm learning, that this is like a superficial uh, relationship with the two neighbors, because we do help each other out. But being in these kind of relationships can bring you into more toxicity. And, it's a learning process for all of us. And thank God nobody had a gun or a knife, or at least pulled it. But my other neighbor, that would have never happened. These scenarios would never happen. When you're dealing with narcissists, those situations happen. So please take that to heart, that I need to do it too. I need to do it too, because I'm like, I can handle it, whatever, calm. Oh, and then the other thing too, the cook who has a crush on me, he keeps like flirting, saying he likes my jeans and my butt and this and that. So today I'm wearing black pants and he's like, no, not those. I don't like those. The other ones, like whatever with my butt. So it's kind of like an insult, and it's like not even asked for. So I can handle it. But it's kind of like, do you want to be with me? So you're going to tell me my butt doesn't look good in my pants today. It's crazy world. Big hugs to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Comment below on some of the guilty by association, or some of the hell you guys went through when you just try to have superficial relationships with a narcissist, because it can lead to some pretty bad outcomes. So keep the peace. I'll see you soon.